Senator from Oklahoma.
Mr. President, I believe that Betsy DeVos is going to make an excellent Secretary of Education. Let me share. Well, first of all, Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent that my defense fellow, Captain James Hart, be granted floor privileges for the remainder of this calendar year.
Without objection.
And Mr. President, I've been fortunate enough to get to know Jeff Sessions for the last 20 years. Not only is he a colleague that I admire and respect, but he is also one of my very best friends. I actually suffered through with him back when he had a nomination that was rejected by this body many years ago. As you know, Senator Sessions has been nominated by the President to be the next Attorney General of the United States, and it's an incredible honor. There's no doubt in my mind that my friend will be perfect for the job. He's more than qualified for this position, and I know he'll keep his word when he says he plans to uphold the laws that we pass in Congress. Senator Sessions was elected to the United States Senate in 1997. That was 2 years after I was elected, and we've been very close friends ever since. 20 years now, we've known each other and worked alongside with both the Senate Armed Services Committee and the Environment and Public Works Committee. Those are the two major committees that we've been on, Mr. President. And he is seated just to my right at each one of the committees. And as the chair knows, you get to know a person pretty well when you've been sitting there these 3 or 4 hour long meetings. And so we've had that relationship with each other. Not only have we worked together, but we've also traveled and prayed together. You know, you really get to know someone when you work, travel, and pray together. When working, a person's mind is revealed. When traveling, a person's character is revealed. And when praying, a person's heart is revealed. And I've come to know Senator Sessions as a God-fearing family man who puts others before himself and has a deep respect for the rule of law. Family man. Every time he has a grandchild, his wife and my wife talk about our competing grandchildren. He helps those in need and makes sure that the legal system is protecting our citizens and holding criminals accountable. A person also only needs to look at the legislation and causes that he's championed to know him. He played a key role in fighting for fairness and funding for the rural HIV/AIDS patients when negotiating the reauthorization of the bipartisan Ryan White CARE Act. His advocacy brought funding to low-income, mostly African-American women who did not have easily accessible health care before. Senator Sessions has been an author and supporter of many pieces of bipartisan legislation, including protecting victims of child abuse, reducing prison sentences for those who were unfairly targeted, and helping the families of our fallen military personnel. As a member of the Senate Armed Services Committee, Senator Sessions has become a fierce advocate for keeping our country safe from terrorism, and he understands the risks that we face. In fact, Senator Sessions is tough on crime and is well suited to oversee federal law enforcement activities and assist local governments in their efforts. Violent crime has recently been increasing. Furthermore, and I just found this out, Mr. President, that the shooting deaths of police officers has increased by 68% just last year between 2015 and 2016. That's pretty remarkable. And these trends are unacceptable, and Senator Sessions has pledged to reverse the course by strengthening the partnership between federal and local law enforcement and going after drug traffickers, aliens who violate the laws, and criminals who use guns to commit crimes. There's no question that Senator Sessions is qualified to do what he says he will and what the job asks of him. He has served as a United States attorney in Alabama in the Southern District, and he was also Alabama's Attorney General. So he clearly knows the job. He didn't have to be training. And it is because of his previous experiences that he will be able to transition from a partisan legislator to our nation's top law enforcement officer with great ease. Countless groups of people have come out and support the nominee. The Fraternal Order of Police, the National Sheriff's Association, former U.S. attorneys, a former FBI director, current state attorneys general, and many more. All the law enforcement people are behind him, and there's a reason for it, because that's his record, and people are aware of it. So I'd like to take a minute to point out that it's crucial and cruel and unfair that people have tried to paint a picture of Senator Sessions as someone and something that he is not. I hate that this is something that needs to be said. The man the opposition has painted does not exist. You all know Jeff Sessions. You know that the awful things being said about him are completely false. In fact, back in 1981, the Ku Klux Klan ordered the tragic, extremely undeserved murder of a young African-American by the name of Michael Donald. Because of Senator Sessions' help and support, these Klan members were convicted and given their either life sentences or the death penalty, and that's Jeff Sessions. Furthermore, he later played a major role in the destruction of the Ku Klux Klan in Alabama when he helped bring a civil suit against them. As a result, the KKK went bankrupt and caused them to fall apart in that region. Again, that's Jeff Sessions' efforts. And before